That's funny. The intro there is kind of funny because I have to switch between two of them because I never put a front end on the one that I just played. And Ken is here tonight. Welcome, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
And for nights when Ken is indisposed, Tuesday nights that is, unless you want to start making Thursday night, but I think you want to watch a different stream on Thursday. Completely up to you.
Sometimes I watch a different stream. Sometimes I watch something like a movie or something. It just depends how I'm feeling.
Okay. Well, you're welcome on Thursdays as well. But for nights when Ken's not here, I now am prepared with trivia for a while.
Well, perfect.
That should be. This is somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 questions, roughly.
That'll last you quite a while.
At least a week.
Well, tonight my trivia questions will be all 1990s.
That's cool. Hey, I have that. Right
different categories, but they'll all be based in the 1990s.
And I just thought of something. Let me see if I can aim this camera before I. Oops, wrong button. I got too many buttons here. Oh, and have to say, not StreamYard. ClipChamp has been started being a total pain in my behind.
I can't remember what that is.
It's the software I have been using for my videos.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not working with the crap anymore.
Oh, that's no good.
It started yesterday. So I've taken a crash course in DaVinci, and I did one video today. It took me almost 4 hours to do a 20-minute video.
You'll get quicker.
Yeah, and Donnie says use DaVinci. I am starting to use DaVinci. It's just that I have multiple videos to stitch together, which means there's speed build parts to them. So I put music behind it. So I got to fight with that, figure that out. But
yeah,
when
I find DaVinci, once I kind of did a couple of videos, I think I found it to get pretty easy.
For most of my videos, the Lego videos where I do intro, speed build, next section, speed build, when I'm doing that's a pain. When I do my regular videos where it's intro, build, outro, piece of cake.
There you go.
But that's where we were last week.
I see that. That is looking really nice.
Even with the waving cat. And I had to dust it today because it's been up there for so long. So I am going to. Hey, Fox, welcome.
Hey, Fox is here.
Did you see Donnie's comment?
Sounds like you were editing. You would be done with the book.
Yeah. I am editing, Donnie. It's a disease. You catch that editing disease. I have fun with it, though. So, this is actually a small stage. And I believe what we're working on at this point is the planet-destroying gun.
The main weapon?
Yeah. And at this point, I'm going to turn chat over to you and build.
All right, then. Donnie says, I've been immunized. Well, tonight, as I was saying, the trivia tonight is all 1990s based, be it music or other categories. There'll be 4 categories tonight, each category having 5 questions. Each question has a point value depending on how fast you can answer. If you're the fastest person with the correct answer, spelling is not necessarily pertinent, as long as I know what you're trying to say, I'll accept it. If you're the fastest, you get 10 points. If you're the second fastest, you get 5 points. And the third fastest person gets 2 points. Anybody after that, unfortunately, will receive no points, but they do get the satisfaction knowing they were correct. Bucky's allowed to play along as well. He doesn't know what the questions are in advance. He doesn't even know what the categories are. All he knows is the same as you. It's 1990s trivia. When he answers, I do a countdown, and usually wait about 8 seconds. And anybody who gets their answer in within 8 seconds after Buck's answer technically beats Buck, because there is a time delay.
Yep.
I know there's something else I'm missing.
Are you spreading the points? You know how we have done in the past. If you only one person gets the right answer, they get all the points.
Yeah, so it's always worth someone, even if someone else answers and you've answered before, you can change your answer and follow that person's answer if you think they're correct. Because if only one person answers and they're correct, they will receive. And if I've then after a little bit of time given the correct answer, if there's only one person, they'll get all the points. So they would receive 17 points. If 2 people get the correct answer, first person would be getting 10 points, the second person would get 5, and they would each split the third place one for 2 points and each get an extra point. Now, I did send some prizes, but I think the only person that didn't get theirs bounced back was Jody, because he lives in Canada here, same as me. Everyone else, I got a notice from Canada Post saying I had to do a declaration of goods that I'm sending, which basically is just some stickers, maybe a keychain or a pen, that sort of thing. Poker chip, maybe. Also, first prize will also get some sort of other prize, usually like a 3D printed model type item.
Very cool.
Trying to think if there's anything else you need to add in there.
I think that covers it.
I think so. I think that's it. If anything else comes up, I will mention it, but we'll give it a few more minutes before we get to doing the trivia. Tony says, well, I declare. Yeah, I know I had to do declarations when I tried sending the Christmas stuff, and only half the Christmas stuff made it across the border. And that was using UPS. And now Canada Post, I figured, these are small enough light, I'll just do Canada Post. But no, Canada Post did not like that. And it's not so much that Canada Post didn't like it, I guess the destination didn't like it.
So what you're saying is my country is being a bunch of jerks.
Maybe. So I got to send out some stuff to Stephen Haynes there. I got to send you your stuff. And the notice I got only said for the United States. So I don't think your stuff needs a declaration, so I will send that out to you. And then with Ricardo, I haven't heard anything about Mexico yet either, so I'll just try to send his as well, and we'll see. And Trent is here. He says, hi, Buck and Ken. Hey, Trent, hope you're doing
Trent,
well this evening.
welcome. By the way, Trent's old now.
Yeah, Trent had a birthday.
Yep.
Donnie had one this past weekend.
Yes, he did.
On Sunday.
Donnie's old too.
Yeah, Donnie's birthday is a week after mine.
You had a birthday too? Wait,
yeah, my birthday was on Mother's Day.
Did I say happy birthday or did I miss it?
I didn't tell anybody. For me, it's just another day. I just turned 53. Whatever. It's just another day.
Let me see. Let me look at my notes list. I do have a list of things about people.
There you go. Oh, well, thanks, Trent. And you're welcome, Stephen. No problem.
I do have it. Birthday 10 May. I'm a bad person.
No, that's okay. Not to worry.
And 53, you said? Happy birthday, young man.
Yeah, born in 1973.
Wow.
But Donnie was born a few years earlier.
Yep. So was I.
Donnie says, that's why I hang out with you, Buck. It makes me feel younger.
Yep. Exactly. I still remember the first time I started working with somebody who was born in the 70s. I was like, what? No.
And belated happy birthday to Stephen. He had one on the 2nd of May.
Happy
and now
birthday.
He's 64. I love the number 64.
He's now a Beatles song.
The reason I like 64 is because when I was in the military, my unit was my artillery unit I was in was 64 field battery. So 64 nice. Since 1991, 64 has been kind of a favorite number of mine.
Well, I like 64 because of the Beatles song. I really like that song. And happy birthday, Stephen.
So when's your birthday, Buck?
February.
Ah, okay.
Matter of fact, it's almost a famous day. It was more famous when I was a kid than it is now.
Okay.
One of our presidents was born on that day.
That does not help me at all.
Well, it was our first president. It was Washington's birthday.
Okay. Now, don't they just kind of celebrate them all at once, don't they?
They do. What it was Washington was on February 22nd. Lincoln's on February 12th. 10 days apart. So they used to do 5 days in the middle for President's Day. Now what they do is like the Friday or the Monday, which is closest to that. But
okay.
It really upset me as a kid when they took away the holiday that was on my birthday.
Fox is saying he also has a February birthday.
Nice.
Well, at least you don't have a birthday near some other sort of major holiday or something.
Like Christmas?
Christmas. I'm trying to think what other, that's kind of the big one still.
Yeah.
Easter a little bit, but Easter's not as big as it used to be, I don't think.
Well, my son was born on Easter Sunday.
Oh, there you go.
Many, many moons ago. And the worst birthday of all to have, especially as a kid?
I'd say Christmas.
No, that is well, yeah, okay, that would be the worst one. The close second is the day after.
Yes. But yeah, because you get less presents, there's less kids around to have a birthday party with, all that sort of stuff.
Yep. I just read Donnie's comment. That's a bad thing, Donnie.
Ooh, yeah. Put that to soaking right now.
Yeah.
And maybe right before you go to bed, you might be able to break it down a little bit more. Oh, also for the trivia, I'm going to ask each question twice. I forgot to mention this part. I'll ask each question twice, sort of slowly. That gives everybody a chance to quickly start. You can start typing as soon as you think you know the answer, even if I've only read it once. But I will read it twice, and Buck is not allowed to answer until I've finished asking the question twice.
Yep. Because some of the questions he's asked, 3 words into the question, I'm like, I know that.
And then you got to wait for me to finish that question and then read it yet again.
Yep. And at that point, usually you will stutter or something on purpose.
You just think I do.
Nah, I'm good with it. Because if somehow I should ever win, I would probably tell you to send it to somebody in the audience.
Well, I've already got stuff together to send to you anyway.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's see here. Okay, so category 1 for tonight in the 1990s is 1990s music.
I was there. I know this
1990s
music.
music. Yeah, it was kind of my, just getting into the army time and, listening to the music more, that sort of thing. So I remember those days really well. Some of these songs more so than others. But okay, let's start with question number 1. Is which 90s boy band released the massive 1999 hit I Want It That Way? Which 1990s boy band released the massive 1999 hit I Want It That Way? I Want It That Way.
Backstreet Boys, I think.
Donnie says it's lacquer paint. It won't be too hard to clean. No, I just use some lacquer thinner in there.
Yeah,
Let it sit for a few minutes and then spray it through.
But it'll make the room blacker.
Very true. Fox says Backstreet Boys. You said Backstreet Boys. Anyone else?
I'm glad he said Backstreet Boys because I had two groups in mind.
Yeah, what was the other group you had in mind?
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Both were really big at the time. It was the era of the boy band.
Yeah. And Steven says Backstreet Boys. I don't know if you're lagging behind, Steven, or you just weren't near your keyboard or something. Just make sure you're not lagging too far behind, so your answers aren't don't get timed out.
Yeah. Don't be like Howard. Howard can get 5 minutes behind in 38 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does that. It's a skill.
All right, so the answer I was looking for was Backstreet Boys. So Fox, you got 10 points. Buck, you got 5, and Steven, you got 2. Good job.
Cool.
Well, I saw that new movie Normal today.
I haven't even heard about that. Is this another movie I need to go watch?
Oh, you've heard about it because we've talked about it.
Okay, I don't remember. I'm old.
It has Bob Odenkirk as a small town sheriff up in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what it's about, but I love Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give anything away. So, Steven says he is lagging. And that movie was actually filmed here in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Nice.
Or small towns around it, anyway.
Let's see.
All right.
Purposely set this up so that when I have to come over here, people will see what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
I'm doing this. Okay, this is going to be tricky because I don't want to push down too hard on here, but I don't want it to not be attached. Any idea what that is?
A giant space cannon, planet
Yeah,
killer
pretty
space
much.
cannon. Yeah. They need to give you those extra small minifigures to put standing down there in the tubes.
Uh-oh. I did something backwards.
Oh, well, that's never a good thing.
It's not that big a deal. Everything is pretty much the same except who do I think I am? Keith?
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah. Oh, there was one of the things I've been working on lately. I just really messed it up. Hang on, oh, that's what the problem is. I messed it up so bad. I had to take something apart half. The thing was well assembled, and I had to take it apart and figure out how to fix it without completely destroying it.
Fox said the oversized laser pointer for cats. That's what you just built.
Yes. For small cats.
Yes.
Okay. So this little ball, hang on there. This little ball piece here was on the top. It's supposed to be on the bottom, that little socket there. So we can put this back on here, and that way it drops into the spot. And it's, when I first put it up there, it was straight like that. I mean, not making, well, hang on. And this is why I moved the silicone pad out of the way, so I can slide this thing
Slide
without
that,
problem.
Yeah. Well,
But
cool.
when I
Looks
first,
like they got the consoles there for the
Here?
guys. Yeah, getting ready to fire
Yep.
the planet
Yep.
killer.
but when I put it on here originally, it was like this, but, and let me slide it over just a hair. Sliding it into the right spot cants it just a little bit.
Just a bit outside.
Yep. So slide this back over here. Actually, I think I need to keep it. No, should be. Okay, so these last pieces. Oh, okay. I will be bringing it back over.
All right, let's go on to question 2. Question number 2. Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl was formerly the drummer for which famous 1990s grunge band? Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl was formerly the drummer for which famous 1990s grunge band?
I has no idea. This is going to be the hardest part to not have explode on me while I'm building it.
That's all the gonna be all the tubes for the little green pieces to come out, the clear green pieces.
Yep, but those are in step 59. I'll go with Nirvana.
Trent said Nirvana. Fox said Nirvana.
Trent finally has some standards. Isn't that
That's
nice?
good to hear. Well, you get a little bit older, they start to develop.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to answer questions about boy bands. I gotta have standards, y'all.
Mm.
So is Mrs. Buckman watching tonight?
I think she might be. I'm not 100% positive.
Okay.
Let's see. 9. 9 inches and a little bit. Nope, that's 22. Or that's 12 inches.
Fox says, my cat is not nice to my Legos. Steven says, who are they? The band was Nirvana. So that's 10 points for Trent, 5 points for Fox, and 2 points for Buck.
Yay!
And if no one gets a point right, I get all the points.
Yep.
And the very extremely small chance of me getting the highest score, then I'll choose someone to send something to. I could be meaning to say I'll give myself a prize.
Yay! That would be
but
cool.
No, I would just pick someone. Maybe someone who hasn't got anything yet, even if they're not the highest scoring.
That leaves Dawn out.
Don usually does pretty good, but he hasn't said anything yet tonight. Or Donnie.
Oh no! I just read. Yeah. Cat would be in trouble.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to question number 3. Question number 3 is, what is the opening line of Nirvana's generation-defining 1991 anthem, Smells Like a Teen Spirit? What is the opening line of Nirvana's generation-defining 1991 anthem, Smells Like a Teen Spirit? Or Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Donnie's working on the Orville.
Cool. That's coming along really nice, Donnie. Fox says, also, what happens if you win Ken's thing? My thing? Like this trivia?
Yeah, I think he was not paying attention.
Fox says, load up on guns, bring your friends. Or bring your buddies.
Friends? People have friends?
Yeah.
Wow. When did that happen?
Trent says, load up on guns and bring your friends. Yeah. Fox says, is buddies wrong? Well, we'll find out. See if anybody else answers.
Oh.
And then he changes it to load up on guns and bring your friends. Or bring your friends, yeah. Okay.
I did not know that was the line. I'm out of touch.
Alec is here. He says, by the way, Ken, how's the situation with shipping the awards to the States? Yeah, I was talking. Welcome, Alec. I was talking about that earlier. I think the only person who got what I had sent was probably Jody, because he's in Canada with me. So I have to now redo declarations online with an app on my phone, apparently. So, and then I'll resend them. I'm thinking. Who am I thinking? Stephen Haynes, and who I'm sending stuff to, I won't have to do that. It's only the US that I received this notification for. And then same with Ricardo in Mexico. I shouldn't have to fill out anything. But you will get something eventually. You will get your price back. All right. So the answer I was looking for was yes, load up on guns and bring your friends. So Fox, I give you 10 points because buddies, friends. I knew what you're trying to say. Yeah. So, but you each get a bonus point because no one came in with a third time saying it.
Not even me.
That's right. So Fox got 10 points. Trent got 6.
I am missing a piece. It looks like.
Fox has got to leave. He says, "Gotta go. Gotta get off. Bye. Well, take care.
See ya."
Alec asks, "Will it contain more maple syrup, buddy?" No, it won't. It'll just be that's just a little padded envelope with a little 3D printed model, sticker, poker chip, pen, that sort of stuff.
There's the piece I was missing. It is not missing. Yay. It was hiding.
It is half an hour in. I don't know if you want to do your ads on the half hour.
Yeah, let me hit one right now.
All right, the next question is... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, read it twice. That way I've got a chance.
Yeah. Well, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I was listening to Keith's stream there. Sounds like some bad weather's heading his way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Trent, no Grissom, no Grissom's. Just there are some little 3D printed. Anyway, these little 3D printed models are usually like this, slightly bigger than a business card. I have 3 different types of Star Trek ones. One is an Enterprise D, one is a Deep Space Nine, and one is a TOS Enterprise. So
That's
just cool little 3D printed stuff. Yeah, that is looking good.
Just let me see. Let me see something. Which one's there? We'll go with that view for now. Unless that camera has the banding in it badly.
It does, yeah.
Okay, we'll go back.
And it's a little out of focus. Like the Trivial Pursuit stuff is hard to read.
Yeah. So we'll go back to that one.
All right. Well, I would assume everybody's back from ads if they received any. I know a lot of people don't get them, but
there. We'll zoom in a little bit. There is the. I was going to take it over here and show everybody, but nobody can see that. There's the dish. Oh, and I'm off.
We can still see it.
Yeah. Right there is actually centered up. That's nice the way I got that set up.
Yes. Yeah. I got one of those cutting mats in for Christmas. So yeah, they do make it easy to line things up.
Well, I actually have 3 of these, one on each table. I had to look and make sure.
All right. Next question is question 4. Which Danish, Norwegian Eurodance group scored a massive international hit with the 1997 song Barbie Girl? Which Danish, Norwegian Eurodance group scored a massive international hit with the 1997 song Barbie Girl?
That would be Aqua. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Actually, a really fun group, too.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, that was big in the 90s, that song when it first came out.
Yep.
I remember sitting in my apartment listening to people listening to people, play it loud in their cars or, that sort of thing.
Yep. Well, it was kind of funny because while we were in Germany, there was a group that was on the, I don't remember the name of the channel, but it was like VH1 or MTV. It wasn't MTV, but it was like a VH1 clone. And the name of the group was Tinkle. And the entirety of the best we could figure out was the main reason that they did videos was to show off the girls' breasts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Videos are a little bit different in Europe.
Alex says, covering my ears. Nope, not listening. I refuse to listen to get that song stuck in my head.
I don't remember. I don't think they had that in the Barbie movie. They should have.
Trying to think of other songs off that album, was like Dr. Jones. I'm trying to think what other ones they had. My memory's failing me. But yes, that's the answer I was looking for, was Aqua. So Buck, you got 10 points, Trent got 5, and Steven got 2. Good job, guys.
By the way, you can tell from how quickly the answers who had teenage daughters at that time.
Yeah, I was probably early 20s. Like 20, 21, somewhere in there, I think. I'm not sure.
Our girls were both
97.
Like 15, 16.
So let's see
97?
Here. Yeah.
Okay, so they were like 12, 13-ish.
I guess I would have been 24 when it came out. No. Yeah, I would have been 24 when it came out. So there we go. Let's move on to the final question in 1990s music. Question 5. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death is the iconic opening line of which 1995 hip-hop track? As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death is the iconic opening line of which 1995 hip-hop track?
Gangster's Paradise, but what started running through my mind was Amish Paradise from Weird Al.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Gangstas, not Gangster. Where is that piece?
That had a little something. The Weird Al version had a little bit of bearing on me picking that song for that question.
Oh, what is it? Back when I was in the Air Force and was part of leadership, they did for our annual, because I worked in Air Force recruiting for my last squadron, and so they did a WWE entrance for all the leadership. Yeah. You know what I got for my entrance theme? White and Nerdy from Weird Al.
Yeah. Alex is okay. I don't know that song, but it sounds like a prayer. Yeah, it's a prayer. Tony says, all my homies agree I look good in black, fool.
Exactly.
Quoting Weird Al there.
Mm-hmm. Amish with a tude.
Yeah. Anybody else want to guess on the name of the song? I've only had 2 people guess so far. Alex, edit, Buck.
Yep, I saw that. I'll just have to delete him.
Deleted. to quote Homestar Runner.
Now he's going to start speaking French.
I don't know if anybody's familiar with Homestar Runner.
I am not.
Yeah. It's older internet stuff. It was funny. Yeah, Strong Bad and Strong Bad Family. I think Strong Bad was more of the star than Homestar Runner himself. It was originally like Flash animated stuff, but now it's now current. You can watch it on like YouTube and stuff. Current new stuff.
Wow, he didn't speak French this time.
All right, so the song I was looking for was "Gangster's Paradise" by Coolio.
Yep.
So that's going to be 11 points for Trent and 6 points for Buck.
Cool. Did you ever see the movie? With Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I was trying to think of her name, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, I think I did back in the day. I think it's one of those ones like I saw it back then and watched it once, and I've never thought to go back and watch it again.
I haven't either, but it was I found it to be a really good movie.
Yeah, I didn't have anything against it. I just not one of those ones that right away jumps to mind of, I need to go watch that again.
I'm an idiot. I'm trying to put these on the wrong parts. Look at me go.
Go, Buck, go. All right, so that's it for the first category of 1990s music. We can now move on to the second category.
Oh, Alex, now a pirate. He's asking for parlay.
The next category is 1990s movies. In just a moment here, I'm going to start with the first question.
First he's bowling. He says, "Spare me." Then he's a pirate.
Well, then we know he's not playing checkers. He didn't ask you to king him.
Yeah, there is that.
All right. First question in 1990s movies. Which 1997 James Cameron epic became the first film to gross over $1 billion worldwide? Which 1997 James Cameron epic became the first film to gross over $1 billion worldwide?
Titanic? I thought Avatar at first, but then I'm like, no, that's too early for Avatar. It was Titanic.
Hey, Howard's here.
Hey, Howard. Now I'm going to mess with him. I have to mess with Alec. Which Terminator, Alec?
Howard said Avatar. Trent said Titanic. Oh, don't be silly, Howard.
Don't be shutting up either. Yeah. We like you.
Yeah. You're a good shit in the long run. But then again, no one really likes the long runny shit.
Maybe. Ew.
Alex says 2, as in Terminator 2. I remember Terminator 2, watching that in the theaters. I've told that story before. It was on the one weekend I had off on my basic training, near the end of the basic training, just before the field portion.
They gave you a week off during basic training?
Not a week, just a weekend.
Ah, nice.
Just guys. A Saturday, Sunday. So
during basic training,
we were always there on base, getting training 7 days a week.
Yeah. During basic training, they gave us no days off, not even holidays. Which
Yeah, I don't know
sucked
why
for
they gave us the 2 days off. I'm not sure why, but I can't remember.
Well, that sucked for the guys in the that joined right before I did, because I was there for New Year's. They were there for Christmas.
All right, so the answer I was looking for was Titanic. It was the first movie to gross $1 billion. Howard, that should remind me of Human Centipede, a movie I've never seen and never will. I've seen references to it, and that's more than enough for me.
Yep. I've seen parts of it, and I wish I had never seen those parts of it.
So Trent got 10 points, Buck, you got 5, Steven got 2. Good job.
Nice. Oops. Wrong way.
Alex, I didn't think Titanic as an epic. It was an epic story. Look how grand of a scale it was with the ship and everything.
Yep.
Not like the movie Titanic 2.
Yeah.
And yes, there was a movie called Titanic 2.
There was actually a ship that they were working on at one point. Titanic 2.
Yeah. I've only seen some clips of Titanic 2, and yeah, it looked really cheesy.
Yeah.
Just curious, Stephen, is cheesy a term that would be used in the UK, like for like a bad movie or something like that? Would you guys, are you familiar with the term cheesy movies? Just kind of curious.
I don't think cheesy would be a bad movie. Just
cheesy. Just cheap and, not necessarily the best written thing out there.
Very cliched.
Yeah, very true. Like Sharknado.
Yes. We need more Sharknado.
Trent says Titanic 2 Electric Boogaloo. Thanks for that one, Trent. I can't remember where I first heard that, but yeah, I know a lot of people use that. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Thank you, Howard. And I know what he wants. Hang on. I got to find the right window, because he can't get this anymore anywhere else. You can only get this here.
There we go.
Hang on.
Oh my God. You've been dead. You bastards.
Okay, so Stephen is familiar with the term cheesy, like as in cheesy movies or things like that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Howard. Very much appreciated.
Alex says, I think there was a Titanic 3 horror movie where the rebuilt Titanic sailed over the wreck's site, and ancestor of the main violinist summons the ghosts of all who died that night. Yeah, that would be a cheesy movie.
Yep.
No, he says, nope, it was called Titanic 666. All right, then.
Titanic 3D.
Oh, sorry, Howard. I forgot. I gotta start calling him Jacoby's models. Yeah, or just Jacoby. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
Yep.
All right, second movie. Second question. Question 2 is, Tom Hanks's character in Forrest Gump famously says life is like what? Tom Hanks's character in Forrest Gump famously says life is like what?
A cheese pizza. No, box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get. My name is Forrest Gump.
Let's see here. Donnie says a box of chocolates. Trent says a box of chocolates.
Alex says, nope, I'm half right. That's not the answer. Love that movie, by the way.
Steven says a box of chocolates.
And to be honest, the book was even better.
My mama says it's like a box of chocolates. You'll never know what you get. That's right, Alec. Oh, sorry. That's right, Jacoby. Howard says a box of chit.
But Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
Yeah, so, yeah, life is like a box of chocolates was the correct answer. Great job.
Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
I invested in a fruit company, Apple Computers.
Yep. It's kind of amazing what Gary Sinise went on to do after that movie.
Yeah, he really became more and more famous.
Well, he not only did he become more and more famous, but that movie got him very involved in Veterans Affairs.
Well, that's cool.
He wasn't that involved before that. And then after that movie, he also formed the Lieutenant Dan Band.
Nice. I think maybe I'd heard about the Lieutenant Dan Band before. I think I might have. Yeah. Jacoby says, Jacoby, execute Order 66. All right, next question.
Isn't Order 66 where they just execute everybody who's in Arizona?
All right, question number 3. In 1990s movies, in the 1999 psychological thriller, sorry, did you need to say something, Buck?
No, I dropped something.
Oh, okay. In the 1999 psychological thriller, The Sixth Sense, what iconic line does young Cole Sear whisper to Dr. Malcolm Crowe? In the 1999 psychological thriller, The Sixth Sense, what iconic line does young Cole Sear whisper to Dr. Malcolm Crowe?
I see dead people, and they don't even know they're dead. Best one is seeing Gary, and he's going to the 9/11 memorial during NCIS. Nice.
Ricardo's here.
Howdy, Ricardo.
Hey, Ricardo. All right, so we have Jacoby says, I see dead people. Trent says, I see dead people. And he's not even playing the game, he's just telling us. Ricardo says, I see dead people. Howard says, yeah, best one is seeing Gary Sinise, and he's going to the 9/11 memorial during NCIS. Yeah. People saying hello to Ricardo. And then he says, excuse me, NCIS New York. That's correct.
I did like that.
Or sorry, CSI New York, not NCIS New York. CSI New York. Steven says, I see dead people. That's, yeah.
Everybody's seeing dead people tonight.
Trent's like, it's true, Ken.
Never seen the movie? What? Alec, You with the hair.
Jacoby?
Yeah.
Donnie's heading off to bed.
Good night,
This is a
Donnie.
great stream. You have a good night, Donnie. Take care.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Jacoby says, never seen the movie, but it's iconic and highly parodied. Yeah, very true. Howard says, I'm 30 minutes behind people. I guess I'm dead.
I see Howard people. They don't even know they're Howard. Is that the line?
It is now.
Okay.
All right. We're just about to the hour, so I will move on to the next question.
Okay. I'm
Question number 4. Go ahead.
Working on a French piece right here. It's very fragile.
All right. Question number 4. Which 1999 horror film was presented as a found footage documentary about 3 student filmmakers getting lost in the Maryland woods? Which 1999 horror film was presented as a found footage documentary about 3 student filmmakers getting lost in the Maryland woods?
The Blair Witch Project. That was really cool to see all the hype online at the time, because you could actually go to the website and they presented it like it was real. Then they came out with Blair Witch 2 and 3 and 4 and 75 and as they do.
Yeah, so Trent even said Blair Witch Project. Yep, Steven says Blair Witch.
I remember the first time I watched that movie. It's not that scary until you just think about the fact that they presented it as real.
Yeah. Yes, yep, found footage. It's like, I don't know why people would believe that we'd actually show that. Oh, we found this footage here, and these people are missing and believed to be dead. But we figured we'd show that to you in a theater.
Well, you got to remember, it was presented as a documentary.
Yeah. So yeah, the answer was the Blair Witch Project. Even the actors in it were required to kind of stay low key during the first year.
Yep.
During and after its release. They didn't want them to do any other films or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing too, is that it was, well, the first one that was kind of presented that way was in 1972, I think it was. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was presented as a documentary.
I think before that, or around that same time, I thought it was before, was Cannibal Holocaust.
Don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah, it's not good. There are things in there that actually were filmed that were like animal cruelty and stuff.
Oh, that's not good.
It was filmed in the Amazon rainforest, I do believe. So,
well, then there was also Faces of Death,
which only had a couple things that were actual real. The rest of it was all staged and not true. But they apparently released a new one just recently. But I mean, you can go on YouTube and find worse things these days.
Yeah.
So,
well, it blew my mind, the fact that they made 5 of them.
I think they made more than that. Because one of these times I was researching it for trivia as a possibility. I can't remember if I ended up using it or not. But yeah.
Well, when we actually watched several of them. When we watched them, it was in Germany, and our local video store, which was off base but had rented American videos. Wonder why. But it was funny because you could rent all 5 of them.
Nice.
And it said right on the cover, banned in 15 countries.
Yeah. But back then it was something people hadn't really seen.
Yeah. It was a different world.
Cannibal Holocaust is or has been banned in quite a few countries. Howard said, Blair Witch Project started the paranormal set of movies too, in that kind of way where they filmed it as a documentary. Yeah, it really did put it into this limelight.
Yep.
What was the one there in the house?
Paranormal Activity.
That's it. Yeah.
They made several of those.
The first one I have the riff tracks treatment for it. So you play their audio, and then it's like the riff tracks being the guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000, where you play an audio track at the same time as you're playing the movie. So, yeah, it's good. Makes the movie a lot less scary when you hear the voice of someone's or 3 guys sitting, around you making fun of the movie.
Yeah. Well, the first one was scary, and after that, they just kind of got
less and less. So,
yeah. It wasn't scary anymore because it became kind of humorous. What all they were trying to do.
Yeah. Jacoby says, "And Buck, you better not drop that dish a second time, or I'm reporting you to Lord Vader."
I'm scared.
Oh yeah. Trent says The Fourth Kind. Was that the one with Julie or Jovovich?
That's the one that they purported that was supposed to be real, and it was supposed to have happened in Alaska.
Yeah. Insidious, which was eventually proved that yes, they lied about all these events happening. That couple. All right, let's go on to the final question in the category of 1990s movies. Question 5 is, which 1996 sports drama popularized the line, "Show me the money"? Which 1996 sports drama popularized the line, "Show me the money"?
Jerry Maguire.
Show me the money.
Yep. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's kind of funny how Cuba Gooding Jr. went on from that to get really big.
And then he had a fall from grace.
Yep. Well, I want to say, I can't remember the name of the movie. One of his best movies was shortly after that, was where he was the deep sea diver.
The first Navy, African American Navy.
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen that one.
And the impressive part of the actual man that it was about, if I remember right, he lost a leg on a dive, and he still stayed as a naval diver.
Yeah, there we go. And Ricardo said, "Yeah, Men of Honor."
Yes.
That was a really good movie. Howard says, I'm home now. You can say Alec again. All right.
Alec. Better?
You don't have to say it 3 times. He's already here.
Oh, wow. See, it worked.
All right. So, yes, the answer I was looking for was Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. So, Ricardo got 10 points, Buck got 5, and Trent got 2. All right. I'm going to quickly get some points tallied up here for the first half. And then we'll move on to the second half.
While you do that, I'm going to push the button. Button pushed. Wow. Alec apparently has seen that movie because he says are you or are you not a Navy diver? And then he says, boo, I'm Beetle Jacob. Beetle Jacob? I do have to say that the not really remake, but the Beetlejuice 2 was not that impressive.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It was a lot of rehash of other things that had happened, or of things from the original movie.
Actually, another movie I'm looking forward to seeing when it comes out is The Backrooms.
Don't know if I've seen anything on that yet.
Oh, you ought to check it out.
Oh.
It's based on a internet, what do they call it? Like a spooky pasta or something like that, kind of a story.
Yeah.
And some videos were made on it. You know, some cheaper internet videos were made on it originally. And now they've got the guy who originally did those few stories came and actually they had him direct, I believe, or write or something like that. This big budget movie with some well-known actors.
On the movie that Alex talking about, he says never seen Navy Diver or Men of Honor. Just the spoilers courtroom scene. The courtroom scene is not from Men of Honor. That's from A Few Good Men. Did you order the code red? Yes, I did. I love Mountain Dew. That would be what Donnie would say. Almost dropped the dish. Dinner's done.
Wow. Just totaling up these scores here.
Somebody's running away with it, aren't they?
No, but there's some fairly close groupings here.
Ah.
And like unfortunately, like Fox got off to a good start, but then he had to go. So, and unfortunately, Steven's kind of getting hamstrung by the lag.
Yep.
Being across the pond, so to speak.
I have to make a funny about that, because the internet travels at the speed of light. That's what's slowing them down is the speed of light. Oh, that is right. I forgot about the courtroom scene where they make him wear the new diving suit with prosthetic leg.
All right, so I'll tell you, I'm not going to tell you scores, but I'll tell you who's in the lead. So in the lead would be Trent. Is in the lead. Buck's not too far behind. Ricardo's doing well. Just behind. No, sorry. Fox is technically before Ricardo, but Fox is left for the night. So, but Ricardo, you're not far behind him. Donnie got some points. Then Steven. Alex not doing too bad either. Alec is kind of right before Donnie.
So I'm going to redo these things because my dish is not dishing well enough, I don't think.
All right, the next category in the 90s trivia extravaganza tonight is going to be a little bit harder, I think. We'll see. It's 1990s fashion. 1990s fashion.
I was there. There was no fashion.
Well, it kind of was, but in fact, one of these questions I know I've asked in a different manner before under the same category.
I'm just thinking about when I was home on my mid tour from Korea, and this girl in the Westridge Mall in Arizona was wearing clogs, tie-dyed shirt, hip hugger pants, you know, the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God.
Hippies.
I slipped through it. Well, I was like, oh my God, I slipped through a time warp. I'm back in 1970s.
All right. Question number 1. What casual flannel heavy style born out of the Seattle music scene defined their early 1990s aesthetic? What casual flannel heavy style born out of the Seattle music scene defined the early 1990s aesthetic?
I can go with grunge. I was thinking lumberjack.
Yeah, but lumberjack, it was kind of a trend as well, but it wasn't hooked to the Seattle music scene.
Yeah. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. There, this dish is dishing a little bit better. It wasn't dishing very well.
Getting more of that dish shape to it.
Yep. There, it's almost a soup bowl now, but it will leak. It'll leak a lot. There. It's a little bit wonky.
It's a better strainer than a bowl.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, the fashion was grunge. So Trent got 10 points, Ricardo got 5, and Buck, you got 2.
I stole 2 points there.
2 points.
Anybody could have looked up and typed that in.
Yeah. Howard said, I wore flannel before it was a thing. I'm from Canada, so did I.
How was disco when disco wasn't cool?
Alex says, Buck, did you spill soup in the most powerful weapon in the galaxy?
Maybe.
Vader!
I ain't afraid of Vader. You don't scare me.
All right, let's move on to question number 2 in 1990s fashion. Question number 2 is, what fashion accessory invented by a high school shop teacher involved a strip of metal that's strapped securely around your wrist? What fashion accessory invented by a high school shop teacher involved a strip of metal that snapped securely around your wrist?
I don't know what they were called, but they used to be used as rulers.
You mean measuring tapes?
Yeah, it was a little slap thing, wrap around your wrist. Like I said, don't remember what they were called. But we had them in the 70s. They were 6-inch rulers. Never know what those damn kids are going to decide you wear.
So we have Alex saying slap bracelet, Trent saying handcuffs, LOL. Howard saying shock collar.
Yes.
Ricardo saying slap wrist. Howard saying crap, they should have been nowadays for the idiots now. Alex said discontinued due to the fact that they posed a risk of cutting the wearer and they slapped hard. Oh no, I was there. I didn't think they slapped that hard.
Yeah, but you know, you don't understand. Stupid American kids. We can do something stupid, we will.
And you do it on the back of your arm, not on, like back of your wrist, not the front of the wrist where your veins are. You do it more on the bone side.
But that's doing it the right way.
Yeah. So the answer is slap bracelet. So Alec was correct. I gave points to Ricardo because you kind of had it as well. The slap wrist, question, you're kind of the slap part and it goes on the wrist, so like a bracelet. So, and Buck, you kind of had it too, so I gave you points as well. So Alec got 10,
Cool.
Buck got 5, Ricardo, you got 2. Good job.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's basically all they were, like a tape measure, a little bit of metal from a tape measure and covered by cloth, and it's straight. You straighten it out and then you slap it on the back of someone's wrist and it wraps around. Takes me back.
I did not know they were wrapped with cloth.
Yeah, they were generally wrapped in cloth when they were sold as a fashion accessory.
I only remember the 6-inch ruler.
Yeah. Nope. Wrapped in cloth to protect the skin.
Unless you slapped it too hard and then you bled all over everybody.
All right, here's one for us older gentlemen here. Question number 3 in 1990s fashion. What are the last names of the famous trio of supermodels, Cindy, Linda, and Claudia, that dominated 1990s fashion? What are the last names of the famous trio of supermodels, Cindy, Linda, and Claudia, that dominated 1990s fashion?
Schiffer. Or something like that.
Well, there's 3 of them. I need 3 last names.
Oh, Cindy Crawford, Claudia Schiffer. What was the other one? Linda.
Yeah, Linda.
I don't know, Linda. Definitely wasn't Linda McMahon.
Yeah. So Trent had entered Crawford. Alex said, "Oh, you're making it too hard for me." LOL. Ricardo said Crawford, Evangelista, and Schiffer. And that's all I got so far.
So I guess Evangelista is the one I didn't have.
One B skinny, skinny B1, skinny B2, skinny B3. Okay. Trent, you had Crawford. Did you want to add a couple more last names in there?
Wow.
So I'll go over those names again. They are Cindy, Linda, and Claudia. And he says Schiffer and Angelista. Yeah, I know that's kind of a hard one, but you figure it's kind of at that right age during that time frame. Oh, Steven's taking off night. Steven, take care. See you. See everyone tomorrow. You'll get sleep. Well, that's looking good.
It's a little bit wonky. If I actually light it, what I'm going to do eventually is glue these pieces together here at the center.
Yeah. It takes science fantasy to shoot a whole bunch of laser beams at each other and have it all go off in a different direction.
Have them all hit the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, not that button. That button.
All right, so the answer I was looking for, they are, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, and Claudia Schiffer. Those are the three ladies.
And if I remember right, Claudia Schiffer is actually Austrian.
There you go. So Ricardo, so I only have two people to correct answer. So Ricardo, you got 11 points. And Trent, you got 6. Good job. Or it says you weren't supposed to see the floating diamond. It reflects all the beams, changes their direction.
Okay.
Hey, it was still a very entertaining, movie series.
Let's try to get this back on without shit breaking.
Yeah, that is looking really cool. Like even from behind with all that like ribbing type of pattern.
And look, I can move it around to where you can really see it. Let me see.
It's a super laser. Don't point it at me.
Let me see if I can kill a little bit of glare on it. And of course hang on.
Or it says, like the man with the golden
gun.
Look
at that.
Oh, it kind of glows in the dark.
That looks cool.
It does.
Like I said, just need to tweak the beams a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I just broke it loose again. Yep. That's definitely another spot that's going to have to be glued. But I like that. Okay. Bring some light back into the room.
All right. Next question. In 1990s fashion. Question 4 is, what style of pants, often paired with crop tops in the late 1990s, featured a waistline that sat well below the belly button? What style of pants, often paired with crop tops in the late 1990s, featured a waistline that sat well below the belly button?
Hip huggers. When you first started reading that question, I was thinking parachute pants, which, depending on what part of the world you're in, they could be known as 7-day shitters. That's what we called them when we saw them in Turkey. What's funny is I think one of my daughters still wears them. I don't know. Is that funny or is it sad?
Says something about fashion.
Every time I move this thing now, I look to make sure I'm not pushing it off the table. I just thought of something. I didn't change the angle there.
So we've got Ricardo said hip pants. Trent said hip huggers. Howard said the gut buster. Trent said the gut shower. Howard then said, I can't fit in these pants.
That's what they were called.
Alex said cut off shorts.
No, they're the I can't fit in these pants. I like that name for them. Oh, good.
All right. So the actual answer I was looking for was low-rise jeans. However, another name for them would be, hip huggers. So I will accept the hip huggers answers. So Buck, you got 10 points. Ricardo got 5, and Trent got 2.
How did that happen?
They were actually called low-rise jeans, but yes, also known as, I believe, hip huggers. So I'm accepting that answer because it's my game.
Exactly. That's kind of like last week when somebody said, you can't, or a couple of weeks ago when somebody said, you can't do that on Woody Wednesday. I said, sure I can. I make the rules.
Alec, the cutoff shorts, if they're really short ones, you're thinking like Daisy Dukes.
Who wears short shorts?
Which is more of an 80s thing.
Yep. If you dare wear short shorts, ne'er for short shorts. Oh, the things that my mind is polluted with.
All right, the final question in 1990s trivia, 1990s fashion trivia. The 1990s movie, The Craft, inspired what type of fashion aesthetic? The 1990s movie, The Craft, inspired what type of fashion aesthetic?
I don't know why, but I want to say goth. What's funny, though, is that goth was around well before that.
She called it, and Alexa tried to call some device. Yeah, so we had Ricardo said, or Trent said goth. Ricardo said dark, and then he changed this. He said, "Yeah, goth, yeah." Because I was about to ask you, I was going to say, is that what you guys maybe called it in Mexico, or because I don't know? Because sometimes these things are called different things in different countries, but it's the same thing. But yeah, it's goth, yeah. So, and even you said it as well, Buck. So the answer I was looking for was goth. Yes, it was wrong beforehand, but it helped. It helped with the to bring it more mainstream, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, I remember back in my roller rink days, there was this one girl that she was goth in the late 70s or early 80s.
Oh, there you go.
And it was really cool. It made her completely different from everybody else because she was doing her thing. Unlike people these days doing the exact same thing as everybody else because they want to be different, just like everybody else.
Yeah, they want to be an individual.
Yep.
And then if you're in the army, you'll get yelled at. Are you trying to be an individual?
Sir, yes, sir.
Well, stop it.
Oh,
Ricardo says, yes, it was also called dark here in Mexico. Okay.
I cut myself in basic training shaving. And it wasn't really bad, but you know how it is when you cut yourself shaving. And I got yelled at because the TI didn't give me permission to bleed.
You know what happened? And as you know, like when you get higher up in ranks and you end up being the instructors and stuff, you go back afterwards and you spread that story along, amongst your officer, and you're all laughing about it.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, they're freaking out, and you're back in the office laughing about it because it's just a joke.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, I forgot a piece here. Look at me go.
Yeah, so to say the points there, Trent got 10 points, Buck got 5, Ricardo got 2 for Goth or Gothic.
I mean, it was funny because I don't know if your military was the way ours was. In basic training, we weren't supposed to be talking and going up and down the stairs or anything. Me and this guy, Mike and I were talking as we went up the stairs, and we got pulled aside and told to sit there and talk to the walls. Well,
yeah.
It got better because Mike actually said, have you asked the wall, have you been painted lately? And both the TIs busted up laughing. And I'm like, trying not to laugh. And the TI's like, don't you dare laugh. I'm like, no, sir. The prophetic thing about that was about 3 weeks later, there was some big high muckety muck coming through, and guess who was painting the stairwell?
Nice. I know my buddy's platoon, right before me, on basic, they would, for push-up punishment, they wouldn't get 20 push-ups or anything. It'd be like hundreds, but they would make it so that the whole platoon, if everybody going up and down once is 30 people, so that's 30 push-ups. So they'd be like, okay, so-and-so's like 30 seconds late, so everybody gets, or the platoon gets 500 push-ups.
Yeah.
And then it would just slowly bank up, and then they just at times they'd be like, okay, well, we're waiting outside this classroom, and we're gonna go to the mess right away, so you know what, let's kill off some push-ups here.
Yep.
For my platoon, it was it was just like people earned push-ups, or the platoon they'd just be like, everybody get down, 20 push-ups.
Yeah. Well, one of the funniest things that happened was I still remember him, Tech Sergeant Umansky, who was an aircraft avionics mechanic, just like I ended up being.
Yeah.
He was our TI at first, our team lead, and he moved over to a baby flight on the other side of our day room door, which the day room door was supposed to be locked all the time, but at that point, because we were painting the dorms, it was unlocked. He moved over to the baby flight, and Tech Sergeant Salas a female replaced him. The last time we ever saw her, and he didn't think about it at the time, you got 57 guys in a room when this tech sergeant pokes his head in and goes, "What are you doing tonight after work?" And 57 recruits go, "Ooh."
Not a good sound to hear for them to make.
Like I said, we never saw her again.
Yeah.
Then Senior Airman Nordine, one time she came in and she got flustered because the guy, what was it? Airman Stratton came walking out of the shower because the dorm guard called lady entering the dorm late. So he comes walking out of the shower wearing just a towel. And she was flustered late because she left. She came back later and she briefed us in the day room that when we hear lady entering the dorm, she didn't want to see any of us with clothes on.
Howard, it sounds like you're quoting Dolph Lundgren from Universal Soldier.
Yeah. I believe that
except for the response part, but you know.
Now it was funny because, you know, things like that happen late in training, and that's when you realize these are not just these terrible people; they are human beings too.
Oh yeah, you can meet them afterwards, and it's like, hey, he's not that bad of a guy. I mean,
no, the Sergeant Crawford, a buck sergeant, little guy. I mean, the brim of his Smokey the Bear hat would bounce off the center of my chest when he was yelling at me. That's how short he was. He was like Donnie type. And I went down and talked to him because I had dorm guard last night in basic training, and it was funny because he told me he was upset with me because by 3 demerits I missed honored red. I picked up my blues the day I shouldn't have. But it was funny because he was a medic, which medics are not, medical people are not the type to yell at you a whole lot. But he was a really nice guy after.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. The final category for tonight is 1990s television. 1990s TV.
They had TV in the 90s?
They did. It was even color.
Wow.
And it had been for some time. Although some people still at that time may have had a rotary phone connected to a wall.
We did.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
We've reached the magical pack.
That's a big pack.
Remember, about every 20 bags or so. Let's see, 61. Yeah, that's all of them. So, all the spare ones. But I think this is all I need right now.
Okay, I'll let you open that bag up, and then I'll ask the next question, or the first question of this category. 1990s television. Question number 1. On The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what was the name of the family's British butler? On The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what was the name of the family's British butler?
I think it was, as cliched as it's going to sound, I think it was like Jeeves. Already need pieces out of that.
Howard says, never watched TV. Wasn't allowed to. Only black and white. And he says, Buffy. Then says, Jeffrey.
Buffy the Butler?
I remember we still had a black and white TV when I was a kid. We had the big wooden box one that was downstairs in the rec room. And then the upstairs one was just like an old black and white that we had. That was like a cheap tin body. Still had the big rabbit's ears. Jacoby says Pennyworth.
Pennyworth? How about Pennywise?
No, that's the clown, the birthday clown.
Oh, yeah, that it is. Okay, need to open another noisy bag.
All right then.
Got to find the right one. Actually, let me just get them all open. Never mind, I found the right one. Right the first time. Yay!
Howard says, hey, I'm trying to keep my streak of score going and being in last place. I'll win someday after I off the rest. And then Alex says, no, wait, that's Batman. The answer is Jeffrey. Spelled exactly the way Trent spelled it. Or Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Yep. So, Trent, you're the only one to get that one correct. You get 17 points. Good job, Trent.
Trent, what moves from last place into first?
All right. Question number 2. This should be really easy. I should see some quick answers coming out. Wait for you to stop making noise there.
Sorry.
Okay. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? It's a build video.
There it is. There's the piece I need. And I'll get them
I
all.
was trying to answer already. He's saying 42.
Well, that is the correct answer. The life, the universe, and everything.
All right. Question number 2. What was the name of the fictional town where The Simpsons took place? What was the name of the fictional town where The Simpsons took place?
Springfield. The hell is ZX Springfield? Actually, that's ZX Springfield.
He's trying to do fastest fingers.
Yep.
He wants to win the night. So we have Ricardo came out with Springfield. Trent put in Springfield. It just hit a couple extra keys there. Alex said Springfield. Category 1 says Howard. Alex says Rhode Island. Yeah, because sometimes they're right by the sea. Sometimes they're in the middle of like landlocked areas. So, just whatever the story just dictates.
Yep.
Alex says, or is Rhode Island where the Griffins live? Yeah, Rhode Island's where the Griffins live.
Well,
They don't actually say a state in The Simpsons.
They don't, but sometimes Springfield was in Maine because they had a dome.
Yeah. So yeah,
IPA got them.
Yes. So Ricardo got 10 points, Trent got 5, and Buck, you got 2.
Let me go.
All right, question number 3. Of 1990s television, what iconic sci-fi drama featured the tagline, "The truth is out there"? Which iconic sci-fi drama featured the tagline, "The truth is out there"?
The X-Files.
Yes, we have Trent with the X-Files, Ricardo with X-Files, Howard with the Z-Files, Alec with X-Files, Howard says A-File, Alex says the Illuminati Files, then he removed his answer. Oh, no, the answer just moved. That's what it was. Yes, Howard, and by the way, Howard, I saw your comment earlier. I do need glasses. I broke my glasses.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I've been without glasses for a couple of weeks.
That's honestly, I feel your pain. That would be completely terrible for me.
Yeah, it's not good. Let me put it that way. I got all the pieces. I could try to glue them together or something, but yeah, I just haven't. Yeah, so he said, Alexa, order Ken new glasses. Alexa, order Ken new glasses. There, we'll see how many people send me glasses now. Without a prescription or anything. Just here's some glasses. Yeah, so then we have Lizardman files, Alien files, Nessie files, Bigfoot files, Ghost files, the Alec files.
So you don't have old pairs laying around?
Not the same prescription. The last time I got glasses was before I moved. So yeah, I probably do, but in a box. And the prescription probably didn't change much. But where they are in what box where, I couldn't tell you.
Well, I've had my glasses break before, and when that happens, I go find a pair of old glasses because I'm blind as a bat these days without them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm covered by Veterans Affairs to get new glasses for free, but I just haven't gone to the optometrist yet. So,
well, and matter of fact, last time I keep having this screw fall out.
That's what happened was happening to mine. And I tried to squeeze it together a little bit better. And then the one top part that it screws into actually broke off. So I tried to solder it together. Nope, wouldn't do it. So glued it, and it was good for like a day. And then, so yeah, I need to, super glue it or epoxy it together or something. And then eventually go back down to a new optometrist.
Yeah. I'm just looking. Now there's too much to do in bag 62.
All right, so I'm going to go on to the next question. And the answer was Ed the X-Files, which gave Trent 10 points, Ricardo 5, and Buck 2. All right, question number 4. In the title, Beverly Hills 90210, the 90210 refers to what? In the title, Beverly Hills 90210, the 90210 refers to what?
The zip code. I'm going to just put these together so, like I do, so that they're kind of easier to find and not make near so much noise. A little less noise there, a little less noise.
We have Trent saying zip code. Ricardo said postcode and then changed it to zip code. Yeah, we call them postal codes here in Canada, not zip codes, but yeah. Howard said a bunch of stuck-up girls and pansy boys trying to get into their pants. Yeah. So yes, it was the zip code is what I was looking for an answer. I would have accepted postcode from you, Ricardo. Okay, so Trent got 10 points, Ricardo got 5, and Buck got 2. I'm just kind of rushing these last few here. Just
don't rush. I've got things I can do. Like I said, I'm sorting these things. Then maybe if we're still going, I'll bring over a minifigure or two to build.
All right. But I also got to add up all the scores and everything too.
There is that.
Howard said the amount of times each got it on. Shannon did it 9 times.
I feel sorry for the poor one that did 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sorting them this way makes it a whole lot less noisy while I'm getting them.
All right, the final question tonight is a super simple. Should be barely an inconvenience. Question 5. In the title, Third Rock from the Sun, what does Third Rock refer to? In the title, Third Rock from the Sun, what does Third Rock refer to?
Earth, or the third planet. Could be the number of rocks in Alec's head. Sorry, Alec. Oh, I like Alec's answer. Or Alec. I like Howard's answer.
Howard's answer? Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, and Alec's not paying attention. Otherwise, he'd say he's not an alien.
Well, the thing is, the Third Rock is planet Earth.
I know.
So, Alec's home, well, technically it's my home too, and your home, and I mean, heck, it's where I keep all my stuff.
Yep. Oh, that reminds me. That's like George Carlin. The house is just a pile of stuff with a cover on it.
Oh, we have a new viewer. Christian Lopez says, "What are you building?"
I am building.
Said not Lego.
It is not Lego. It is a knockoff brand of the Death Star. the Death Star slice. So large, I can't even get the whole thing into the camera right now.
He says, "Whoa."
Yeah, it is. Let's put it this way: the parts are exactly like the Lego Death Star, but instead of paying $1,000 for it, I paid $200. Actually, my wife paid $200.
Howard said, in reference to Alec, he said he fell asleep again, and then Trent said, "Or blue attire."
I vote for blue attire. He has blue tires.
Yep. But yeah, Christian, Buck's has done a lot of these builds that are not the Lego brand.
Yep. I do a ton of them. I got, there's this stream. There's and it's not, tomorrow's not Legos or bricks at all. Tomorrow's Woody Wednesday. And then Thursday, I'm doing trains on Thursday, which I'm building the Lego train that is not Lego, but it was put out by Lego from 1999, or no, I'm sorry, 2019 to 2024, I think it was.
Christian says, "I got the Dark Falcon and more Lego sets."
Nice.
All right, I'm going to tally up the second half of the scores for tonight's trivia.
Okay, well, you do that. I will trigger an ad. Hopefully you guys are back to hear me say that Howard commented that Alec was giving him guff about getting a flat, and it took Howard 15,000 miles to get a flat, where Alec has gotten many, many flats. So let me see. Guessing. Oh yeah. Can actually tell from right here that this is where the elevator is going to go up, so I can set this on here just like that. Let me walk around to the other side and make sure I've got it set in there right. Yeah, it's right on this side, but it looks like it's looks short on one side, because what's going to happen is the next floor or the next wall piece will actually attach on the outside. And I'll move the camera so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So right there is where the floor piece I was just working on ends. And the next piece of the skin will come up here. Let's see.
A lot of focus. There you go.
New Mandalorian movie. I will probably be watching that. Depends on if my wife gets it or not. That thing is huge. Huge, I tell you. So while you're still tallying, I'm going to try and avoid giving the audience a really good laugh, also known as dropping this thing. But I'm going to put it up on the shelf. Oh, Jesus. One dog in the way, and oh wow. One dog in the way, and it would be terrible, terrible things. But I just realized this is going to be entertaining. So, you see what's right above the Death Star right now?
The blinds?
The curtain rod.
Yeah.
This curtain rod literally hits the Death Star. I have nowhere I can put this thing while I'm still building it almost. Fortunately, I can slide it forward a little bit. Wait a minute, that didn't work. Oh, that's why. There. Switch back to the normal camera. So, have you got them tallied up?
Just about.
Okay. So let me see. Okay, so that's where you left the comments off. Alex said he's home, he's awake, he just looked at something. Howard, I read the comment about the tires. Howard said stop looking at his girlfriend's tatas. Bodacious ones? Oops, wait a minute. I grabbed the wrong window and made it full screen. I lost the chat. Where is it at? There it is. Alex said had to poke fun at Howard for all the times he's gotten flats. Christian said he's going to watch the new Mandalorian movie, or asked if we are. I think everybody will eventually. Howard said, don't squeeze the Death Star. And yes, that up there, hang on. That is the X-Wing from D'Agostini. Okay build, not that good. It was a cool build. And the fact that it's on the wall and just stays up there is kind of neat. It's kind of nice. Well, hang on. Here, let's see. There's also a Millennium Falcon. That one was cool, and that one's available again. Alex threatening to call the Emperor and tell him that I'm being reckless with the space station. It's only a half or a slice of the space station. It's not the whole thing. Taken out by a rod of curtain death, not certain death. Where are we, Buck? How could you lose us? Actually, it's not. I'm so lucky. I've spent a ton of cash on this stuff over the last 10, 15 years. The Falcon is, like I said, the Falcon was a really good build, and it is one that if they would sponsor a build, I'd do it again. It is a really good build. What bald man? I see no bald man.
All right, so I have the scores tallied.
Cool. Did I win?
No, you did good, but you didn't win.
I lost again.
So we had Stephen Haynes. He had 6 points. That lag really killed him, unfortunately.
Yep.
Then we had Donnie with 10 points. We had Fox with 26. Sorry, Alec with 25. Fox with 26. Buck, you had 65. That's going to leave our two leaders, nice. Which is Ricardo and Trent. Ricardo, you had 72 points. Trent, you had 131 points.
Good God, Trent, what are you doing?
Trent, you're a monster. You're an animal.
Trent did get a couple of times the full 17 points.
Just once, I think.
Just once?
Just once, but he also got some that were extra points given, like an extra 1 point here and there.
Yeah.
Because only
this.
2 people answered. So yeah, congratulations, Trent.
So if I take these, and I'm sorry these are noisy, but if I take these,
He says the 90s was my time.
if I take these and put them in here on the side, I am down to 1 tray of parts.
Hey, that's cool.
Well, 1 tray of parts and then the extra parts. That's really cool because I don't normally, haven't shown this on screen before, but why not? Let's see if I can get that in there without breaking anything.
So Trent, just make sure you send me a message in Discord with your address, and I will ship something off to you. You'll get a little 3D printed model to build. And I mean little, it's what comes printed out just slightly larger than a business card. And then I will also send you some stickers and poker chip, that sort of thing. So yeah, just send me your address and I will send it off to you.
So this lone little tray is what's left in this nesting box. And this, I think this is like a 40 liter, something like that. This thing was full. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's a lot you've gone through, and it's looking pretty big now.
Yeah. But the box or the Death Star?
The Death Star.
Yeah. Well, and this is actually where, when the Hogwarts train comes back down, because right now it's upstairs, but when it comes down after the Disney train, that's where it will live. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do on Tuesdays after the Death Star.
Christian says, my mom may get me the battle droid with the Stap logo set. I'm not sure what Stap Lego set is.
I don't know. Hang on. Let me just Battle Droid Lego.
Howard's asking how old Christian is and where he's from. Yeah, don't give us an actual, just like a state if you're in the U.S. Just say Illinois or whatever.
Yeah, I know a guy in Illinois.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And Howard is absolutely right. I just looked it up. The Stap is the battle droid is the one that from the Clone Wars that all of them came down out of the ships, and the Stap is the thing they ride on.
Cool.
Very cool. So I guess we should do an outro here, huh?
Yeah.
So first off, I want to say thank you, Ken, for joining. You helped to make the streams work really nicely. And like I said earlier, when, I know you've got things going on in your life. So when you're not able to make it, I now am able to still do trivia.
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah. It really, to me, it really helps the night go by. It keeps the audience engaged. Oh, Dallas. Very cool. But no, thank you very much. I really appreciate you, Ken. It helps a lot. And thank you everybody for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. And Christian, sorry that you showed up as late as you did. I start at 8 o'clock Central on Tuesdays. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock, we'll have the Woody Wednesday on the same channel where at least me, sometimes up to 6 or 7 people are building wooden models. Right now, we're also working on the Okri Istanbul tram. And then Thursday, 7 Central, I will start I'll be working on the Disney train, and it's the Disneyland train with the station. I'm almost done with the train, and I'll start on the station probably tomorrow. But I have a good time every night of the week, and I'm thinking about adding more live streams. Not sure when.
Cool. Trent, I did get your address there. I saw it in Discord, so thank you. I will put together something and try to send it as a part of a whole bunch that'll be going back into the US here at some point.
And Howard says, never enjoyed it. You tried to make my truck rebel. Thank you very much, by the way, Howard. Really appreciate the super chat. It was very awesome. So, like I said, thank you everybody for joining. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Ken, before we get out of here, anything you want to say?
For all the young people out there, stay in school.
Yes, absolutely. And with that, I am going to say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Have a great day tomorrow. Doing the full Bricks with Buck outro, so it's 3.5 minutes long. And we will see you in the next, actually, you'll see me in the next video or stream. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Table full of parts, one little box, then it starts. Click, click, watch it rise. Tiny pieces, big surprise. Fantasy bricks on the floor, Loomy bricks at the door. Mold king in the pile, I've been building for a while. Stack it up, don't stop now. Make it bigger somehow. One more turn. One more fit, tell me you can see it. Build with bricks, bricks with Buck, that's the trick. Build with bricks, hold it up and let it click. Fantasy bricks, Loomy bricks, smoking we on that fix. Build with bricks, your tube intro. Hit that switch, hands get dusty, mind gets clear. Little world around me here, every beam in its place, every line got pace. You say what's next, I say more. Open up another door, start low then climb. Make a kingdom out of time. Stack it up, don't stop now. Make it bigger somehow. One more turn, one more fit, tell me you can see it. Build with bricks, bricks with Buck, that's the trick. Build with bricks, hold it up and let it click. Fantasy bricks, Loomy bricks, more king we on that fix. Build with bricks, your tube intro. Hit that switch. From a blank space to a skyline, from a pile to a sign. You and me, piece by piece, we make it come alive. Build with bricks with Buck, that's the trick. Build with bricks, hold it up and let it click. Fantasy bricks, Loomy bricks, smoking we on that fix. Build with bricks,